Hey guys, we are back with
Another exciting episode of B1 Marriage Ministries.
yes. We hope it's exciting or helpful.
Right.
So today we are going to talk about
Habits.
and we are going to do part 1 and part 2 so we don't overwhelm you. 10 healthy habits for marriage. So we want healthy marriages. We want thriving marriages. It's not just a piece of paper that you sign. It's like an everyday, it's a living organism. Like you water a plant, you got to keep it going, right? You got to keep
Right.
it flourishing, growing. Yeah.
All of the above.
Okay, so definition of a habit. What we got?
Yes. The very first definition of habit is a behavior pattern acquired by frequent repetition, a mode of behavior, a usual tendency that becomes nearly or completely involuntary.
Wow. So a habit, it's almost like second nature.
Right.
You do it so many times, it becomes second nature, right?
Exactly.
I like that.
It
Okay.
takes X amount of days, right, to create new habits.
Yes.
So you're changing your thought patterns, behaviors, takes time.
Yes. All right. And yeah, it's not something that you're going to acquire or change overnight. It has to be
Right.
tendency, repetition, X amount of days until it becomes second nature. I like the second definition because it helps me to visualize what a habit really looks like too by a type of dress or apparel characteristic to a calling or a function. So in other words, if we want a healthy marriage, we're going to do these outward habits so that there's consistency. So there's no cognitive dissonance, or I love that term, cognitive dissonance. It's been the buzzword, but there's no difference between what we want inward and what we want outward. There's a consistency across the board.
Yes.
So like an outward dress is something you put on, right? You have to put it on when you don't feel like it.
Like your work clothes?
You put it on. You just put it on, yeah. You don't want to go out undressed. You want to put on these habits.
Yes.
So when you're putting on, you don't necessarily feel like it all
No.
the time, but you're just going to do it.
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're in that mode. It frames your mindset.
Yes.
If you're going to do yard work, you're putting on clothes that you don't mind getting dirty. It's
Oh, yeah. You're in that, exactly. You're in
zone,
that
the
function.
mindset. Right.
If you're doing yard work, you're not going to put on your high heel shoes as a girl. You're going to put on your running shoes.
So you're
Yeah.
dressing for the occasion.
Dressing for the occasion. I like that. Okay. So yeah, it's something that you put on that distinguishes who you are. Like if we want to have healthy, thriving marriages, we are going to practice these habits. So without further ado, we're going to do 5 of the 10 healthy habits today, right?
Right.
Just kind of run through them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Won't take too long. But first one is the habit of forgiving.
That is the habit of forgiving. I like that. And it's present tense.
Yes.
Forgiving.
Right.
Meaning it could happen more than once.
Any moment. Like now.
Like, especially when you're married to someone sensitive like me, you might get your feelings hurt easily sometimes, you know? Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a habit of forgiving. We forgive because we have been forgiven by Christ. And so no matter how sensitive our nature is, we always have to strengthen that habit of, hey, I'm not going to hold this against you because we're one. If you think about it, we're one flesh. So if we're going to hold unforgiveness against one, it's going to affect the
You're really kind of taking it out on yourself.
You're going to take it out on yourself. Yeah, I mean, it actually even says, God won't even hear your prayers, if you don't have forgiveness. So I think it says that, like for men, right? Like if the husband harbors unforgiveness, that your prayers go hindered.
Well, it just affects
Yeah.
the whole atmosphere.
It does.
Right? When you
Yeah.
have something hanging over you or affecting the current mood,
Yeah.
the longer you hold on to it, you're kind of delaying getting to that
You're delaying life.
next step,
I
and
like that,
changing
yeah.
the atmosphere for the positive. So forgive quickly.
I like that picture that you said. You're delaying a place of life.
You are.
You're delaying life when you don't forgive. You are delaying your life.
It's
because
like
you were
refusing
lying.
to take out the trash. You know, it's
Yeah.
you're holding on to it, and it's a stench. It's stinking up the room.
Get rid
and
of
it's
it.
unpleasant. Faster you get rid of
Yes.
it, the faster everyone can move on
And
and,
you have to
enjoy a better environment.
You have to look at it logically. Get rid
Right.
of it. I love that. Okay. So number 2 is, what is number 2 habit?
Habit of admitting faults.
The habit of admitting faults. I like that because you can forgive, but a lot of times resentment comes because the true hard conflict is not dealt with and things are swept under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
And so, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
So, like, I think keeping that atmosphere of humility and just admitting when you're wrong.
It goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
If you're going to forgive quickly, but you know someone's not going to admit a weakness or a fault of theirs, and it kind of leaves a little bit of aftertaste, you know, in
Yeah.
that process. And so, if you or your spouse is humble enough to say, "Hey, look, you know, I struggle in this area.
Mhm.
Thank you for extending me grace and forgiving me for that. I'm working on it."
Yeah.
If you can be honest, you know, then
Yes.
there's that, you know, reciprocation.
Reciprocation. I like that. And, you know, we all have faults. You know, I have numerous faults. It's not about how many faults you have or you don't have. It's about not keeping a critical spirit and being real. Say, hey, this is my weakness. And when you can say that, you feel safe enough to say that to another person. There's a place of transparency where you're just kind of saying, hey, yeah, I do struggle with this, but you know, whatever it is. So we're supposed to keep that where we're not trying to be someone that we're not. It's a place of transparency, vulnerability,
Mm-hmm.
and authenticity. And it kind of keeps that atmosphere when we're regularly saying, yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
So admit faults.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We're not perfect.
We're already aware of
Yeah.
each other's failures. It's just refreshing to hear them admit it.
Yeah, it really is sometimes. Just try it. We're going to try it.
Yeah.
Okay. Not in a place of condemnation, but just in a place of, yeah, I do. Admit it. Yes. All right. The next habit is
Habit of checking in.
the habit of checking in. Just checking in. I like it. Adam does this often, and he actually makes it a part of his structured day. So Adam checks in with me first thing in the morning and on his way home every day. First thing in the morning and on his way home. He checks in with a phone call. You know, sometimes you can have text throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes things can go left unchecked, and someone can really you want to always basically you're bringing you back to the same page. So one spouse could be really having a hard day, and if you're not aware of that, then you know you're gonna be like, well, what's their problem? You know, so
Right. You know, beauty of technology, and it can be a blessing and a curse, is we have the ability to check in on people we love throughout the day.
Mhm.
Hey, how's your day going? Just thinking of you.
Yeah.
Or, hey, I'm leaving work in an hour. Is there anything I need to stop by at the store and pick up?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can kind of we're checking in with each other. It's
checking in.
exactly what it is. You know, you're seeing how their day is going.
Yeah.
You know, do you need to, hey, I could use your prayer right now. I'm struggling with
Yes.
something.
I like that.
You know,
It's
just
checking
letting them
in.
know
Yeah.
what's going on
Yeah.
in those moments. You know, that could be real helpful.
Yeah, and I've actually done that before. I've been like, hey, Adam, I'm having a rough day. Could you just pray for me today? And he will. He'll, you know, and so it's not like it's not like he's picking up the phone and call, but I just know that he's praying throughout, you know, for me at those moments. Yeah, so habit of checking in. I like that. And it's so helpful. It keeps things from not becoming bigger issues.
Well, let your spouse know you're thinking of them too.
Yes.
You know, throughout,
Yes.
you know, a busy day. You know,
Yes.
letting them know, hey, you're on my mind. Just want to let you know I love you. You know,
Yeah.
how's your day going?
Makes a big difference. Okay, number 4 habits.
Number 4 is the habit of intimate communication.
The habit of intimate communication. Number 4. Yes. So we actually, if you go back to our video table talk, if you're on YouTube, once I post this, which I need to get to a better habit of posting on YouTube.
It's a habit we're working
I
on. Consistency.
But we'll link it below. But the habit, we have a Tuesday night table talk. And so basically we have the third habit of checking in. But when you're checking in, some things you may realize, oh, this is an issue we don't just need to spend 2 seconds on. We need to delve in further and go deeper until there's closure in the loop, until it's resolved in your heart. Until it's resolved, if it's maybe it's not like a deep heart issue, but it just may be a situation that you have to follow through on, and it requires more in-depth conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you want the habit of intimate. It's like you're in that place with your mate. Nothing is hidden. Everything is transparent. And
You're
intimacy.
just sharing your hearts with each other.
Yeah.
What are some things you're struggling with? If it's a family member that you're concerned about, or a work-related matter that's been weighing on you.
Yeah.
It could be simple as planning a big move. If you're realizing, hey, we've outgrown this house.
Right.
Really, we need to start discussing what we need to do to get ready for that next step. If it's discussing a financial budget, maybe there's something on the wish list like a vacation. You're just sharing your hearts.
Yeah.
And it's just setting aside time at least once a week to allow those conversations to take place and to
Yes.
continue that foundation of intimacy in your marriage.
Yes, and husband and wife's needs are often different, and so it allows to have those needs uncovered and also to tweak it so that they're met. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so next habit number 5.
The habit of looking out for the other.
The habit of looking out for the other.
All right, so what is that?
Okay, so I will say I think Adam is usually a little better about this. Our human nature, this is why it's a habit where we have to put it on. It defaults to selfishness, does it not? Like it defaults to, hey, I'm going to look out for my own interest. I'm going to do my own agenda. I'm going to do my own schedule.
Right.
And when you're looking out for the other, maybe your spouse has had a really hard day and you're going to clean up the dishes that night. And even if it's something they usually do, you can look at them. And when you're in a place of intimacy, you can say, they're tired. I'm just going to take over. Or, hey, looks like they're about to hit a wall. We probably need to scale back a little bit in this season and have some rest and renew. What are some other examples you would say looking out for the other?
Just protecting them, right? So
Yeah.
you're protecting them from harm on a physical level, on a spiritual level, on an emotional level.
Yes. Yeah. Looking out for the
You
other.
see a lot of external forces that are affecting your spouse that they are not aware of.
Yes.
It's like if we're walking into a store and we're in a busy parking lot, I'm checking around my shoulder because, she gets tunnel vision.
I do
She's
sometimes.
looking straight where she's
Yeah,
going.
sometimes he's physically looking out for cars. Yeah.
Don't walk out in front of traffic.
Because I'll get in my fault of consciousness. Yes. Stream of consciousness. Yes. But yes, I love that. You're just looking out on how you can protect. Love always loves and protect. And you're looking out saying, and he'll do this for me. Sometimes I'll have a blind spot of something that's running me down or wearing on me or causing me to spin on a certain topic. And then he'll say, this is what you're doing. This is the problem. And I'm like, you're exactly right.
Yes.
You're exactly right. And I'll have this epiphany and I'm like, you're right. I'm doing it again. But I won't see it because there's some things that you know me better than I know myself.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's sometimes when I can see you'll be in go mode and I'm like, you need to stop.
Yeah, you're protecting them from unhealthy relationships.
Yeah.
Things that we have our blinders on, right? And
Blinders,
so that's why we have, our helper, our partner in life looking out for us.
Yeah.
Because hey, we all need someone watching our back.
Yeah, and it could be, if it's, it could be a friend, it could be, your conversations with the Lord. It could be whatever, but you need someone looking out for you. So absolutely, we'll start the other 5 habits next time. But thank you for tuning in. We would mean a lot to us if you would like and subscribe and share this with your friends if it touched you. And hope you have a great day.
All right. See you then.
Bye.